Hello, Banana Boy 22 or 222 here, back with the midnight games. Anyway, the clock just struck 12 a couple minutes ago, and it's time. Anyway, in this episode, we're going to be doing redstone. You saw last episode of the Water Hunger games. So far, hasn't progressed too much. Just tested part of it and filled up a few things, made a couple new ships, but nothing really to go on. So, right now, we're on redstone. And it's night. Anyway, for this one, I love doing this. I'm going to be showing you the BASA launch module, the redstone door for the beginners, and the four pressed, non-order needed redstone lock. Let me just clear a bit out. We're right now in this little desert biome. They made a little house over there really quickly. Anyway, first let's start off with the redstone door. Anyway, as you saw me coming out, I used a redstone door. Anyway, for this you are going to need two sticky pistons, two inputs, for example, pressure plates, that's suggested. Buttons. You could use one lever, but I don't suggest it, honestly. Or you could also use detector rails. You're going to need a lot of redstone, so you're going to need one redstone torch, and any repeaters is going to be helpful. You're also going to need a couple blocks of your choice, so in this case, since it's the most technological looking block, I'm going to use iron. Anyway, this doesn't require too much space. However you do it might require more or less. Anyway, I'm going to use pressure plates. First thing you're going to do, let's just say, is put down your sticky pistons. You can't do it with regular pistons. However, you have to make one button go back and forth and back and forth. Sticky pistons suggested. Anyway, we are going to assume this is the path you want to get in. Now remember, to make this one way, make three like this. This is where your pressure plates are going, right there. Now dig down one on both sides. This is actually easy to do in survival mode, so yeah, I made quite a few of them. Probably the hardest part was getting the slime stuff, mainly because it's so hard getting slimes. Anyway, once you got that, next you're going to need an inverter. Now, if you're new at redstone, don't be ashamed. It's not hard. You're going to set it up like this, or like this, or like this, and a few other little ways. But either way, when an input goes to here, the block will change this into negative. So let's just say something there. Now this is probably the most important thing you're going to have with any of the redstone things. You're going to need inverters galore. Now, congratulations, your first redstone tutorial. Now, back to making this. Put one redstone repeater. It's not necessary. However, it's good to have it on the safe side, and make your inverter. Now, you could put these blocks back. You don't have to. And put the pressure plates on. Now when you press it, it will activate, and this will deactivate over there. And yeah, as you see. Now, connect this up. Bring it up. Put one block there, and connect it all. And you see it goes forth. Now put these blocks, the blocks you want to use. For example, if you want to use iron, butter, diamond, anything. Except for chests, pumpkins, and a few other little things. Remember, experiment. Also, you can experiment on different types of ways of doing this. Now, whenever you go on here, the door will open up. All that's left to do is cover up the redstone. And voila, you got a redstone door. Very helpful for concealing. Make redstone entries into mountains that no one would be able to see, less obvious than doors, of course. You can make redstone into your very special sand hut, just like this one. Oh, I accidentally destroyed the lever. Anyway, the lever turns light on and off, but however, there's a small glitch, a lightning glitch, but who cares? Anyway, now just a little sub-tutorial. One of the things that you'll need for vertical redstone repeaters is this right here. Now, the lever to those lights is on the other side. When you pull this, any block above it will, let's just say it's a piece of redstone, will turn on. But if it's another redstone torch, it'll turn off. Now you can keep layering up like this. It does not go down. However, it will go up, and it does make a whole lot of things a lot easier. So never underestimate. There we go. Alright, so now you got this. Now, BASA launch module. There's different tiers, and best idea is just to experiment with it. Find different ways. For example, the tier 1, now there's 3, the versions. Version 3 will let you survive, but this is Banana Labs, and it does require, for the version 3, it does require a second person to get rid of a few, to use some pistons so that you'll go down. But anyway, this is the BASA launch module. Now you'll need one type of block. I like using obsidian. You're going to need a lot of redstone. One activator, in this case I would suggest a button because it's easily accessible from the inside. And remember, you are going to need a lot of the block you need, and redstone repeaters. TNT, and finally the water bucket, because water does suppress TNT. Now, remember, you may experiment with this as much as you like. First thing you need to do is make a 3x3 ring right over here. Sorry, 5x5, and then on the inside 3x3. Put your water down just in the center. That's all you need. I don't really like you, sheep. Stay here. You can see the door. Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, one thing that does help, if you're ever wondering, when you put a block like this, it will get rid of your redstone. So you have to be kind of wary of that. Anyway, this ring, line it entirely with redstone. And by the way, this is easy. This is more medium. This requires a few more materials, and honestly, it's not really worth it for practicality in a survival world. It might be pretty fun. Anyway, I'm going to do the tier 3. So, each for the BASA anyway, there's 3 tiers. There could be as many, you need at least 1 tier, 2 tier, or 3 tier. Anything higher than that is pretty much not that practical. However, you can make it a 1,000,000 tier. But remember, every time there's going to be a small delay. And soon, when this blows up, one will be kind of dropping, and it'll pretty much blow up everything. So, honestly, best suggestion, 3 tier. However, you can do more. It's not recommended, but it's not exactly not recommended. Anyway. Also, another thing, you can use ladders. Remember, this is a one-way in, no way out, because it would disrupt some of the redstone and all that. Just put ladders going up here so you could easily get to the top. You could also cover up the sides and do that, make it look good. Like in Banana Labs, there's a little launch tube going all the way up to the before update 12 limit, so cloud length way up there. It's good director and it's good landing path. It does require a lot of materials, so I wouldn't suggest it, but if you're creative, knock yourself out. Anyway, you're going to need a place to put your button. Now, this doesn't really matter on any side as long as it's on one of these sides at the bottom. I put it just like this. To know if it's working or not, you'll see this kind of go from here to here, because it looks like it connects to another piece of redstone. And you'll see it lights up. Now, put this on a different side from this. First, make just like this, and 2. So, 1 right next, 1 right above, then 2 going across. put 3 pieces of redstone, 1, 2, 3, and then a redstone repeater. You will require redstone repeaters. It's just so the redstone, if you know, redstone does have a limit, but this will replenish the limit. Now do this again one more time. Again, make sure you don't do this, because you can see the redstone gets rid of itself. So I would suggest start right there. Make sure not to interlap them, because if it interlaps, it can make an infinite circuit, and yeah, infinite circuits, might as well show you, is when, is when it goes on forever. It's really good for turrets to hook it up to dispensers and all that. However, if you interconnect kind of like this, going here, here's your signal, like this, and then going all the way back, and a few other things, you pretty much can make your own little repeater thing, and the redstone will stay on forever, and it's not that fun, so don't do that. Anyway, 2 up, just like the other time. So 1, 2. Oh, scratch that. Don't do that. Don't do it. Sometimes it also, you can do it on the side again. You could experiment with this, but do it on the other side is my suggestion. I don't know why I didn't do that. 1, 2, 3, just like normal, and you have your BASA. Now, fill this up with TNT, except for what I just did. Except for this. That's where human stands. Anyway, fill it up. There we go. It's all filled up. Now when all of this activates, the TNT will drop. Let's go. Now remember where your button is. Stand in the middle. And as you see, fly up really high. Now you could even put a BASA launch module at the very top. Now suggestion, if you want to live, make adjustments. You can go down and all that. It's not limited to just this. However, if you fall, you will die and such. So again, there's a lot you could do with this, a lot of modifications, but this is the basic. Now it's time to get into the last thing we're doing. The most advanced thing is the coded lock. Now you're going to need a lot of material, a lot of redstone torch, repeater, to make the multi, like press one where 4 of them, or 3 of them, or even 2 of them, you're going to need, let's see, quite a few pistons. Actually just 4. And then you're going to need the sticky pistons for your actual door. And you're also going to need more material. Alright, let's go right over here. Now the first thing you need to do is set up your lock. So, one of the things I suggest, is make a 3x3 matrix. This is 4x3, but that doesn't matter. Now it's just like this. 9 buttons. And just to tell you that it's not that good in survival. I mean, it's really good, but I would not suggest it. Maybe a 1 coded, like with only 3 buttons, but no, not this much, unless you have so much redstone. Fill the back of it with this. Now this part gets a little annoying, and this is kind of why I put it on there. You're going to have to hook all of these up to its own repeater. Now you have to remember what it is. Let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1. So here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now hook these up to the appropriate thing and make sure it's spread out. And it doesn't have to be all exact time. Let's see. Number 2. And just like the last one, experiment with it. It is not like completely only what this is. So you're going to have to do quite a bit of adjusting to get this just right. Now you don't have to make it equal timings, unless you want to. Whoops. My bad. And just like that, you could spread out just pretty much like that. Next one, number 3. Whoop. Anyway, simply the only step here is connect all of them up. Just like that. 3. Next one is number 4. This one is number 4. It is number 4. Now you can make these kind of up like this. You might not like it up, but some of them are going to have to be up. And also you can make multiple layers like this. It does help for a few things. Mainly this. Actually, that's kind of strange. Number 5. Now remember, you are going to have to adjust quite a few of these, because every single one you do will be slightly different. There we go. And as long as all 9 of them are all repeaters at the end. There we go. 5. But anyway, if you do this, you have to have some patience. This is not something that you just do because you want it over really quick. You just gotta have a bit of patience. And I'll just copy it over. Look at that. Number 5. 6. Now for this one you're going to have to put to the side, because you can't put it up like that. It will not work. Unless you do it like this. Because remember how I said over there, when a red stone is above it, it will light up? But for this one, I would suggest put it off to the side first. Oops. There we go. Now remember, this is the one that's lighting it up, not that. Do not get confused. Bring it over to the other side. And not only that, I forgot to do this, but it actually probably would have been a bit more helpful. Hook all of this up. Again, you're going to need a lot of redstone. That's why it's a bit inconvenient to do it. And I just realized something. I've been doing this entire thing on sand. So here's the lesson of the day. Do not do your redstone creations on sand. It is not a good idea. And again, I keep saying this, but I need to say it again. You're going to have to adjust this. It is not simple at all. There we go. That one's hooked up. Now to fix all of these. Okay, this one was number 3. This went like this. This. Well, doesn't really matter. As long as it doesn't interconnect, it should be fine. Now, number 7. Now this one is probably the most annoying one. You have to do it up. This one does require that. But let's do 9 first. And don't forget, all of this can be adjusted in some ways. You can make this easier or harder. There's number 9. And for number 7. Sorry, 8. Huh, that's cool. Remember, you can't have it interconnecting. That's the only annoying part. Again, I'm sorry this part's a little slow, but hey, someone has to do it. There we go. All of them are lit up. Now, any one of these that you want, let's just say when you want a 1 combination, have only one of these hook up to your door. Let's just say your door is right here. We'll make it simple. And remember, you might have to make another inverter. Let's just say you want number 1. Just hook it up just like that. And all the rest of them you could either hook up to something else, like let's just say a dispenser that shoots lava. Now, to make the multi-combination, and this is the last part, so don't worry, you will need a little more space. There we go. Now the ones that you want, you're on the side here, on any side, doesn't really matter. Put a line of the material that you want, and then end up connecting this to the door. Finish this off with a redstone torch, and hook this up to the door. Now, when you're ready, the ones that you want, let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4. Put 4 blocks down, 2, 3, 4. Hook this up with more redstone repeaters. Hook all of them up to wherever you want. Now, the ones that you already did, you really do not have to do again. But this is the one that you don't have to press it in order like. And you could connect. Now to make these connect to something else, let's just say in a dispenser, make these all into inverters, and then hook these up somewhere else. Let's just make it a dispenser. Why not? Now when someone presses the wrong one, that didn't work. Oh, no wonder. Number 3 was already... Okay, 9. My bad. See, it'll turn off, and that will turn on. Dispenser will turn on something else. Now, this is the one you're probably wondering about. Yeah, you probably are. Now, I actually made a mistake with this. You will need that, though, so don't think you're off the hook. Put another block on top of this. Simple and precise. Put all these with redstone and make it until there. Now, for this, you're going to need 4 pistons. And again, you could make one more, just like that. Again, adjust it however you feel fit. Now you press the right one, these will turn on. Hook all of these up with these. So let's just try number 1. That will push. Correct. That's what's supposed to happen. Now, I suggest using a piece of wool, but it honestly doesn't matter. As long as it's a moving block. I'm going to use blue wool. And also, one last thing. Seriously, I don't even know why I'm doing it right now. My head is just blank. You're going to need to hook each of the different ones up that you want. I'm just going to make this 2-coated right now, rather than 3. I mean, sorry, 4. Now, just hook these up for good measure. The ones that you want to use, you're going to have to put these pistons one away from each other. So there's 1 block in between. It is necessary. It could be 2 block, but it has to be at least 1. Now, from the end, let's just say this is the last one you do. Put one of this, and in between each block, a redstone repeater. Next, add it, and go to your door. There, we're finally at the door. The part you already know about. And you could always modify it however you want. Let's just make this invert. There we go. Now when you press the... Alright. Now, this is what you have to do. Everything extra, you could add more of these. You could add you have to press all 9 buttons except for 1 or something like that. Choice is yours. But the more... Yeah. So anyway, when you press the right one, like 1. Ugh, that's that. 1. That will push just like this. Now, the trick is when all of these are pushed. Here's the secret. When a repeater goes through a block, it'll turn it on, just like the inverter you saw earlier. And then it'll keep going. And then eventually you'll get to the inverter, and voila, it turns that off. Now, to make a manual reset, all you have to do is put pistons, right here, facing the block itself, and hook another button. I know, this one's long, this is long, so don't worry, not all of these will be this long. Hook these up to another button. Let's just assume that the button would be over there, presumably. This would be the reset button. When you press it, redstone will turn on. When you press the reset, the pistons would push this right back into place. And that's pretty much it with this redstone midnight game. So we taught about the door, which is very important, the inverter, the repeater, which I don't go more, the BASA launch module, and this is a version, I believe 2 maybe, and we talked about the combination lock. Now, this is beginner, this is a little more intermediate, but this is very advanced. You can check out Seth Bling and all those other Minecrafter Redstoners for all of the ones, for different versions, for more productive versions. And yeah, anyway, let's just go back to inside. There we go. Okay, I'm back in my house. And, well, that's all I can really say. Going to turn off the lights for this. Oh, well, anyway, I'm BananaBoy22 or 222, signing off. Good night. Yeah.